What is going on in America, eh? Don't know if you've been following this, but Donald Trump, he made such a big deal of going to release the Epstein files. We're going to release those files when I'm in charge. We're going to get all the dirt. But that didn't happen. He hasn't released those files. And the MAGA movement are like, come on, son, what is going on? And now there's speculation that maybe it's because Donald himself is in them. Although the Biden administration would have known what's in them files. They wouldn't have missed an opportunity to publish anything that could bring down Donald Trump, surely. What is going on? I know a man who might have some idea. It's Adam Coleman, columnist at the New York Post. Hello there, good afternoon to you, Adam, or good morning where you are. Tell us, what is this? What is going on with the Trump Epstein sort of enigma?
Well, good morning to you. You stole a little bit of my thunder because I was going to make that point. The Biden administration had 4 years. They were looking for every sort of reason to go after him, making up all these different cases in Atlanta and New York to try and keep him from running for president. And so if that existed within the federal government, the Biden administration would have used it. So I don't think there's a there when it comes to some sort of deeper conspiracy link to him. The most likely, and I think this is the unpopular opinion, is that they're actually telling the truth now. There is nothing there. That's why they haven't released anything. The truth is that they oversold this from the very beginning. All these people who played themselves as truth tellers, like Kash Patel, before he got into power, said, if I got power, we're going to uncover, we're going to do all these things. They gave him power, authority, and clearance, and they found nothing. Everyone's saying, finally, the truth. There is nothing there.
So they're worried, actually, that if they now publish these files and there's nothing to see here, the general public will go, yeah, that's because you're not published all of them. You've redacted them, right?
But this goes exactly to it. When you build up a grand conspiracy and you're so certain that there is something there, and then you get into that position, you say, actually, there's nothing there, no one's going to believe you. Just in the same way, the Democrats still to this day, despite a Mueller investigation, still believe that Russia was involved with Trump winning the first election.
Yeah, well, they love believing Russia's involved in everything. Might have some credence to some stuff. Obviously, you know, Putin won Brexit for us. Let's never forget that. I'd say with sarcasm. But what is Donald Trump up to now, sending Department of Justice to interview Ghislaine Maxwell in prison over what information she holds on Epstein? Is this just gimmick? Is this a deflection technique so the public is sort of given something? Or actually, maybe if there's nothing in the files, he wants to get something, anything from Ghislaine in order to feed them some sort of, you know, throw a bone to the wall or some such?
Well, Trump, I think a little bit overplayed his hand when he was essentially attacking some of the people who were part of the MAGA movement. Many of his base were upset by his words on Truth Social. So this, to me, sounds like a ploy. Hey, just go down there and just come back with something, just so we can act like we are caring enough to try to find and uncover something. But Ghislaine Maxwell was prosecuted for trafficking for Jeffrey Epstein, not for a client list, not for a whole bunch of conspiracies surrounding it, not for Bill Gates or anybody, for Jeffrey Epstein. Is it possible that Jeffrey Epstein had other friends who were doing stuff with other girls and stuff like that? Yeah, possibly. But what everybody is presuming is that there's this worldwide conspiracy of a client list from, 1,000 people, 1,000 men on it, and they were setting up everyone, and everything was super organized, and that the government has all this information that they're choosing not to act on. And the truth is, it behooves them to release this information. Why wouldn't you want to release this information? And I don't buy that, oh, Trump is linked to him. Everybody knows that Trump knew this guy. He knew everybody. He was a socialite.
He was also one of the first to sort of disown Epstein, though, wasn't he? He sort of had a massive fallout in the early noughties and said, clear off, don't want anything to do with you. And Epstein hated him in the end. Yeah,
quite exactly that. And actually, I was just before I came in here, I saw CNN is showing public videos and photographs of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein together. And that's the part of the problem, is that the Democrats and left-leaning media are trying to use this to softly imply that there's something more there. Maybe MAGA is right. This is a weak moment in political theater, but the Democrats and the left-leaning media are playing off of it. But there's no there when it comes to some sort of, deeper conspiracy between Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump.
What if, though, the reason some of these files are not being released is because there is something in there that could be very problematic, let's say, for the Trump administration, and it might not be anything to do with him personally or even any of his mates? What if in these files there might have been some sort of foreign leader who's still in position, who Trump's trying to have some sort of important bilateral relationship with, who is getting on the old Lolita Express and getting his fill? Might it be possible that there are things that are sensitive that could be against America's national interest for whatever reason if they were in the public domain?
Is that possible? Absolutely. But my thing is this. Then we start going down the trail of, we have no evidence of any of that. So to presume that, well, maybe it's not Trump, but it's some other person that they're trying to cover for, what we're trying to do is keep the theory alive, is that there's some deeper connection, some deeper theory behind Jeffrey Epstein. And the reality is, as of right now, we have no evidence of anything deeper than what we already know, that Jeffrey Epstein was doing stuff that he shouldn't have been doing with girls. He was prosecuted because of it. He went to jail because of it. Ghislaine Maxwell went to jail because of it. So we don't know. We honestly don't know this. And I think that sometimes we're just trying to keep a theory alive. And we might do that forever, because honestly, I never thought there was going to be any sort of deeper information coming out, even if there is some sort of deeper conspiracy. So, but that's just me.
I mean, maybe it's us, Adam. Maybe it's us, because at the end of the day, it's a blimmin' brilliant story for the media, isn't it? It's clickbait who was in the Epstein files. So maybe it's actually just market forces at work when it comes to news websites who are keeping it alive. And Donald Trump feels like he's stuck responding to it always. But hey-ho, the life of a journalist. Adam, always brilliant having you on the programme. You're a fantastic man. Do join us again soon. Adam Coleman, columnist at the New York Post.